Hi, I'm Kimberly, and I went through over a decade of severe chronic experiences with Lyme disease and toxic mold and CF and so many things. And now I'm on here sharing my story and hopefully giving some hope out to everybody. This video has been cut from another video that's already been posted, a video answering some questions from a client about brain retraining and how to actually bring that into real life, how to apply that and actually start taking those actions. So after you watch this one, the link is down below to see the other video. It doesn't matter the order you watch them in. This one's about how to actually use some of your tools and apply them to make the brain retraining process more easy, more easeful. So here's the video for that. Naturally, I want to go out in the world. The urge is there, and I'm wondering if you have any suggestions. Should I just keep visualizing, journalizing, future adventures? Your story alone is where I started to get hope. I haven't lost hope since we worked together. When we are brain retraining and we're coming out of a place of being bedridden, couch-ridden, stuck at home a lot, extremely dysregulated to where our sensory perceptions outside of us are so extreme, it can be hard to know like what steps to initially take for that. And so I had some ways that I was able to kind of cushion that, like get into my training zone with things and allow myself to like kind of have training wheels on while I was going through these experiences. So one is just checking in with myself that day and like asking like, where am I at today? What is my body capable of doing today? What is my mind capable of doing today? My nervous system. And if it was a day where I was like, you know what, I think I can push myself a little bit further than I normally do, then I would have my training wheels on. So for me, there were multiple things. One was wearing noise canceling headphones that like helped tremendously. Another was dark sunglasses for light sensitivity. I even wore actually earplugs under my headphones, a hat on my head depending on where it was, so light up above kind of blocking the light coming in, but also it was another form of being able to potentially cover the ears and the wind. Like if you're in a place with wind out, like just outside with wind, speaking of nature, or if you're inside where air conditioning is at, that can be a lot, just having the wind blowing on the head. It can be overstimulating. They're taking in a lot of sensory perceptions from our head. That's where most of our, we have all of our senses that can come from there. So, protecting the head so that it's just kind of dimmed down in all ways a little bit can be very beneficial. It can be in the training zone. So you can do a version of something like that. Another thing is wearing a hood. So getting a hood up is something that can also protect. So you can play around with this and see what might work for you in order to get yourself out of the house initially. Something that I used as a crutch for myself is, hi, it's slightly future me here. I realized I was using the term crutch instead of tools. So tools are things that are benefiting us, that are getting us to where we're going, and they can become a crutch when they're no longer benefiting us, when it's something that's hindering us in some way or something that's a coping mechanism for something. So when I'm talking about these things, I apologize. I said crutch like multiple times for multiple things. So when I watch this back, I'll have to see where to put this in. But in this case, when they're something that's in our training zone that we are pushing ourselves slightly out of our comfort zone to do, it is a tool that we are using in that moment at that point in time in order to bring ourselves forward, and not a crutch at that time. Crutch when it becomes something overused. All right. But something that I knew was a temporary solution for me, and only when I needed it, was to take a version of, and I'm not saying that let me preface this, I'm not saying anybody should do this unless they look and research this themselves, talk to their doctors about this, and they find that this is what works for them or what is going to be the right option for them. I was taking diazepam, which is a form of Valium. I was having Lyme seizures on a pretty regular basis for a while. So they're non-epileptic seizures, but they were completely debilitating and sometimes would last for over an hour, where I would just be convulsing. So I started taking diazepam to help with those, to help like cope through that. what I realized is that it was, for me, allowing my nervous system to calm down enough that I was able to get out and have some experiences. Initially, this was even just getting in the car and going to the doctor, which was excruciatingly painful in absolutely every way. So I found as I was in my training zone that I could utilize that as another tool to get myself out and be around people, be around everything. Now, another thing that I was physically taking was ketotifen. So ketotifen helped with the mast cell activation that I was experiencing, and it allowed me to feel a little bit better being around like any perfumes or laundry detergents or anything, air fresheners. Now, I would also wear a mask because that would help with the multiple chemical sensitivity stuff. So this is like if you're having like super extreme sensitivities, but I'm also going to talk about some other things as well that are outside of sensitivity related things. There's also anxiety and other things involved in this as well. So those are the, say, three main things. Are like the covering of all the head things: eyes, nose, mouth, ears, top of the head, literally everything, or options that I had at sometimes. And I did wear all of those things for a while. Then we have the two different medications that I was taking, the diazepam, which is a form of Valium, and then also the ketotifen, which is the mast cell deactivation helper there. And so those were main, like, I'll call them like crutches or training wheels that I used for a while.
Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching, please head to the link down below and over to my website at kimberlyharder.com, or over to Instagram at kimbers.newfrequency and send me a message there. We can set up a free consultation. Thank you again for watching. Please comment down below any questions that you have. I'd love to answer any more questions and potentially make a video about them as well. And give this video a like because it really helps with the algorithm, getting this out to more people, all the commenting, all that stuff. I know everybody says it, but it really does help. I really, really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.